the day. The Imperial light crumbles to dust. Wherever I tread, rot consumes the just. Space hulks reek of a foul rebirth. Carriers of plague across the cursed earth. Beneath the flies, beneath the filth, I spread the plague with a twisted will. From festering wounds, corruption grows in the heart of death. God, where despair flows. I am the harbinger, the bringer of disease. In Nurgle's name I spread death with ease. Pestilence walks with me hand in hand. Rivers of filth drown the land. I am Typhus, master of decay. In the name of ruin I claim the day. The Imperium's light crumbles to dust. Wherever I tread, rot consumes the just. Space hulks reek of a foul rebirth. Carriers of plague across the cursed earth. Beneath the flies, beneath the filth, I spread the plague with a twisted will. From festering wounds, corruption grows in the heart of death. God, where despair flows. I am the harbinger, the bringer of disease. In Nurgle's name I spread death with ease. Pestilence walks with me hand in hand. Rivers of filth drown the land. I am Typhus, master of decay. In the name of ruin I claim the day. Blameless howl, the galaxy wars. Vigilant tides, new light is born. Nurgle's passing, a twisted grace. I embrace your heart in my cold embrace. Fear the plague fleet, fear the end. No salvation, no let to defend. I am Typhus, reaper of dread. Bow to Nurgle, embrace the dead.
Wrong one. Doing well. Hello everybody and welcome back to an episode of the Disgustingly Resilient podcast. And we got the full gang back in here tonight. How is everybody doing? Let's go over to Mr. Death Guard Dave first. How are you doing, Mr. Death Guard Dave?
Very good, thank you very much. As you can see, yeah, kind of feeling good. Been a busy week, and yeah, you guys know I had a great interview with Joe from War Games Live last night, which was live as well. So if you haven't watched that, please do go and check it out. But yeah, Joe was an awesome guest, and it was really interesting to hear about his career, his life, and how he's got War Games Live to where it is now. So yeah, all doing well, thanks.
Excellent. And what about you, Mr. Will? How's things on your end?
King of draws, mate. That's all I am. I'm just a king of draws.
I don't understand how you keep drawing.
Mate, I could not believe it this weekend. So to give people context, I went to an RTT. So obviously I've taught in the past, like my player etiquette is if we get to the end of a round at a tournament, and say we finish at the bottom of like turn 5, or someone does get to play the turn 5, and my opponent still has a win path, I'll offer them the draw, because I think that's like the gentlemanly thing to do. So that's why I get a lot of draws. So rather than sort of doing that and sort of having talked out wins or whatever, I thought I'd just start using a clock and be like stricter on myself and things like that. So I went to an RTT this week and used a clock in all 3 games. Got 2 back-to-back draws with rolling all the dice, flipping all the cards, I could not believe it. I was literally like, mate, what is going on? Like, it was so comical. Like, all three amazing games, but like, yeah, the two draws were like when I got the second one, I was like, is this a joke? Like what is going on? So yeah, so undefeated with two draws. So
Nice.
I just don't know what I can do. So yeah, that's just draws follow me. I think yeah. So yeah, but really fun event. I'm really enjoying Death Guard. I've got a list I'm really happy with, and we'll come back to that. But yeah, Aiden, how about yourself? Have you been up to much? Have you been doing anything?
So it was my birthday this weekend, so I'm now 31 years old. So
31 years young, Aiden. There you go.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So no, not done too much. I've like I said, I'm not really doing too much at the moment. Gonna get a few streams in this week to sort of make up for it. And then maybe there's an RTT looking in about 2 weeks. I might try and get to just before London. I'm hoping the slate comes out by then, so I can just try out a new list and get in there. But part of that, a couple of streams lined up this week. I have done something very stupid, which is I haven't liked the look of my army for a while. I don't think it's.
I know what you've done. I know you've done.
No. Hold. Like, it's not bad. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but I want to try and make them look a bit more Death Guardy. So I've my payment from Vanguard Tactics. Instead of offering to take the money, they offered me goods equal to the value, and I may have bought like a load of like new like paints, like enamel paints and things like that, because I'm gonna try and do like
villainy stuff. Was it
villainy ink? Yeah. So I'm gonna try and do like a. So if anyone in the chat is good at painting grimdark or working with enamel paints, teach me please. Speak to me in the Discord, because I want to try. I know, but okay,
I can't get my head around it, mate. It's like your army's really good. You actually hand edge highlight everything. You're not a quick painter. Your army always gets comments like you're like one of these like rare guys who win games as a nice hobby, and rather than paint the pile of shame, you just paint the army again.
I wanted to look a bit more unique,
mate.
You know. You just wanted to look a bit fun.
You just hate yourself.
I do, I think.
It's in your tail constantly.
Like I've been painting some of the new Votan. I've got the eye ink in here and stuff like that. But like, man, when Death Guard's staring at me, and it's still like I'm still not happy with it. I just want to
paint the Votan. Be happy with your Death Guard. Finish your great unclean ones. Don't repaint the place.
I know. I'm an idiot. I'm an actual Mong. I am actually a Mong. But yeah, that's for me to have fights with my inner demons with. But yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, it's good to see faces in the chat as well. We've got a couple of favorite faces. Hello, Mr. Dirtbags. How are you doing? Great showing at Nova. Coming in, I think it was 4th place, was it? Overall, on that image I just sent to you guys there.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, excellent work on that. When you have rested up a bit, we'll try and get us together and have a discussion about how it all went and obviously your thoughts on it. Obviously, Death Guard this is the first real week where every single event should be using the new Death Guard point. So, because last week was a bit. Last week, some used it, some didn't. So it's a bit like, can you trust the stats? Can you not? This week, we have seen a lot more of that impact take place. So I think that's going to be the first topic we talk of tonight. So we're going to talk on that, and then we're basically going to go on to talk about the slate that's coming, whether we think like this is currently so far where we're at is a good place, whether we think more nerfs are going to come in, etc. And then there's a big, large, stomping bastard on the horizon, which I'm not looking forward to.
Just nerfed him. I don't know what you're about.
just nerfed him, and he slowly rises up behind me again. I'm just like, you again, which we'll get to that.
Just can't keep Canis down. Can't keep him down.
You can't kill him. He gets out. He just jumps in another mech, and he's good to go again.
Hector's just gone and found another mech, hasn't he?
This one's even stronger. Oh no. We'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, so obviously we've been playing a little bit with the new points. None of us have really had a big event since the points change. Just little arty stuff. It's probably gonna be London's gonna be our first big event, really. We're not like again people like Derek stuff who have gone to large events, which is really cool. So there people are going to have those large events, getting those big experience. We kind of just got to work with RTTs and local games and practice what we've got at the moment. But we do have access to good old Meta Monday. So I am going to take us through on Meta Monday for this week. And again, then we'll talk about, we'll go from there. So Death Guard, this Meta Monday, had a bang-on 50% win rate overall. So that's quite a drop from where we were before. And that's pretty good. That's 50% it's bang on the money where something wants to be. Now, Inside that, Mortarian's Hammer has fallen to a 52% win rate, so still slightly above average, but that's quite a big drop there. It's quite a big drop.
Did win a GT more Tyrant Hammer as
Yeah,
well.
so we will point out we did also still win 2 GTs, so I don't think we're like bad,
Yep.
but there is definitely a noticeable nerf here. Then we've got Virulent Vectorum coming with a 51% win rate, Taliban Summoners a 50% win rate, Champions of Contagion actually dropped to a 46% win rate. That's interesting.
Okay.
Flyblown Host coming with 38% win rate, and Deathlord's Chosen with 29% win rate. But again, the outside of
I haven't been to an
Vectorum,
event with it.
yeah, outside of Virulent Vectorum and Hammer, even Champions only had 9 recorded games. Was
Wow.
it 20? Is it 25? Might be 25. Let me have a look. It is number of, it's players. That's so 9 players for Champions Contagion, but that is compared to the 47 on VV and 24 still on Mortarian's Hammer. So it's still on the lesser end of popularity. Flyblown, Deathlords, Chosen, and Taliban can kind of be discounted a little bit. Only 4, 4, and 3 players respectively. So really, we're looking at the
How many
larger
ran Taliban, just out of curiosity? 'Cause I think I'd be
4
one of them.
people. 4 people.
King of the draws.
King of the
So I'm
draws,
keeping it
baby.
50%. Just got to draw all your games.
Am I also right in saying though that the Death Guard still made up 9%?
Yes, Death
the
Guard's
rep.
still made up 9% of the meta. So we've got some loyal Death Guard players here trying to make the most out of it. Small drop still, but still really, really strong. Now, we compare that to, let's just have a quick look at the other 2 big bad boys that got nerfed, which is going to be your Chaos Knights and your Imperial Knights. So Chaos Knights having, again, reaching a 50% win rate, again, overall. But their stats are a little more interesting. Infernal Lance and Lords of Dread, which were the 2 big ones before, have dropped to a 53% win rate on Infernal Lance, and Lords of Dread, which was doing pretty well before, which is all about the big ones, has dropped to a 42% win rate. That's pretty brutal. And then they have one mad lad playing the War Dog list and getting a 67% win rate on his own. But again, it's one player. We can't look into that too much. But well done to you for playing something different. I respect that massively. But yeah, it seems like
different / retro.
Yeah, so it seems like Infernal Lance is probably going to be the way to go. Lords of Dread taking quite the hit from. They basically lost an entire big knight in a detachment that's all about big knights.
Yeah.
So it's a bit rough there. And then our other friends, the Imperial Knights, rocking a 52% win rate, still with 62 players. So they are coming out the best of all the nerf factions currently. So it looks like the Imperial Knights still doing pretty damn strong, really. Pretty deft. Outside of that, the highest win rate faction of the week was Imperial Agents, with a single player going with 3 wins out of his 5 games, bringing that faction to a 60% win rate. Nerf them to the ground.
Nerf it. Too
Did
high
not win a
win rate.
GT. Did not
No,
win a
no.
GT Imperial Agents. I'm
I think
sure
one
on
did last
Tactical
week or something.
Tortoise.
Yeah, some weird one. But then the actual, what looks like it could potentially be the next problem on the horizon after things have been nerfed are T-Suns coming with a 58% win rate. We already said that T-Suns could be pretty sleeper if they don't get touched somewhere.
Well, I've got this B tier, mate, so I don't know if the stats are wrong.
Well, Grand Coven had a 58% win rate with its 112 112 wins, so 31 players on that one. The other detachments only had one player, 2 players. So really, it's just Grand Coven, but it's a 58% win rate, it's pretty damn high. Gene Stealer Cults then coming in ridiculous again, 58% win rate. Host of Ascension, again, really not. The player count isn't there, but people who are playing it are kind of crazy.
Gene Stealer Cult, say it again. That list is as busted as the most busted list in our Codex. It's just only played by like 5 people. That's the way it's got away with murder for so long. That list is as busted as our book's been, and it's been that busted for over a year. People just finally, obviously, buying the models and doing some hobby.
Exactly. And then after that, we got Necrons with 48 players coming in with a 55% win rate. 61% of that is Star Shatter Arsenal. Not going to get into my opinions on this army. This army's never been bad, like once. Like it's been so mollycoddled this entire edition. It's kind of insane. And then outside that, we got a bit more fringe. Like Sisters of Battle had a really good week, but again, only 26 players. So again, still pretty good.
Sisters of Battle are a sleeper. I played them the other day, and like the amount of miracle dice they get is insane.
It still is like an absolute avalanche of them.
Yeah, they are. I think they're one of these ones where when everyone else gets balanced, if they don't get any changes, I think they're going to creep up and be a bit of a problem as well.
Yeah, and then you've
I mean,
got.
to be fair, they got stomped into the ground so
Yeah.
hard previously that they, I don't begrudge them having a bit of success.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to see
I mean,
that.
yeah.
World
That's it.
Eaters coming back with a 51% run rate. Turns out that book isn't as bad as everyone was saying. I also finished second at Nova Open. Brian Sipp from Red Path, well done, mate. Actually,
Yeah,
great.
well done.
Unfortunate how you lost the game. Very funny, but very unfortunate. I don't know if you
What
guys
happened?
saw. So I was informed by Dara. He basically set up a play where he had a Lord Invocata solo that wanted to charge into 5 Rangers, Eldar Rangers. And he also set it up so that 10 Berserkers and Khan could also charge the same unit. He had 6-inch Paladin and Consolidate, so the plan was they both charge the unit, Invocata swings, kills the Rangers, and then the rest of his squad go and wrap a Wave Serpent / Falcon with all the Fire Dragons in it, so they can't get out, can't shoot, and then he causes a bunch of damage, yeah? And potentially just kills it, and then wraps the guys inside.
That sounds like what's going to happen.
Yeah. So what happened is the Invocatus charged first to get in there. The Invocatus then rolled Impact Mortal Wounds, rolled a 6, and then did 6 Mortal Wounds and killed the entire unit of Rangers.
Oh my god.
Likelihood of that happening, 17%.
Womp womp.
Wow.
Which fucked up his entire play. So unlucky there, Mr. Brian.
Does you have to? Is he?
It's when this model
you
finishes
have
a
to.
charge
Oh,
move.
no.
And he
So
rolled a
annoying.
It
6.
doesn't say you may.
Yeah, so he rolled a 6, which means it's D3 plus 3 mortals instead of D3. And then
You can't
rolled a
see PV roll,
5,
can you?
and then got 6 mortal wounds, killed the entire unit.
So bad.
He had to roll that 6 mortals to kill the entire unit as well, because the Exarch has 2 wounds, so there's 5 in an Exarch, so he just killed the entire unit. It's like,
So annoying.
yeah, so unlucky there, but, shit do be happening. So it's cool to see World Eaters doing well.
definitely.
Eldari doing well as well, 50%. Like, win rates wise, the game is looking pretty decent. There's obviously some people that are struggling. The new Grey Knights book doesn't really seem to took off, but I don't want to get into all that because that's not what we're really here to talk about.
Yeah.
We're obviously here to talk about Death Guard, and I don't want
And
to
also,
talk
if you
about
look across the 3 events that they featured on Meta Monday, Votan got a 9 in Lavos Open, which is good to see. Kind of a single bit of rep in there for them.
Because that was the first weekend their book was legal, I think. I don't think it was legal at Nova, though, was it, for some reason? I've
No.
seen loads of online, why accept these points changes, but not the actual codex that came out, beforehand. But yeah, odd one. But the Votan looking all right then, are they? I haven't...
They didn't win an event, but it looks like they had a... because there's 2.
They got second.
So there's
in
2
the Australia 98 player event, 6-round event. They got Sisters won that, but Votan came second.
That's excellent then. So yeah, it looks like
It's pretty good.
It looks like it's doing pretty decent. I've got to find there's 2 entries on it because one is some events were still, like you said, like Nova, we're still forcing them to use Thingy, and then there's another entry for Leagues of Votan which has them doing okay. They seem to be alright.
Before we move past and start talking Death Guard, there is something I'd like to sort of mention before, because obviously you're a Votan player, Aidan. I hear so much stuff about this one particular strat in that book and loads of ambiguity about whether it's played, that getting out of transport, out of phase. What do you know what the ruling on that is, and if you could give a bit of TLDR as a Votan player, because I feel like this is something that's going to crop up quite a lot.
So is it the one where it basically just says at any phase you can just get out of the transport?
Yeah, it's clearly rules as written, it's legal, but I think the first FAQ they're going to sort of tone it back a bit.
So if I remember right, people are basically saying that you can advance with a transport like a hecaton that you normally then couldn't get out of, and then you use the CP to get out of it instead of not being able to normally disembark. And then because you use the CP to disembark, and you can do it with Sagittor as well, but just don't use the Sagittor's rule to disembark, use a strat to disembark, you get around not being able to charge. So technically you can have a Hecaton that can move up to 16 and disembark and charge, or 18 Sagittor disembark and charge, which I do not think is the intent at all. I think the intent is to just be get out, shoot, or get out to an objective.
Can't you also use a strat you can disembark at the end of any phase? So in theory, you can do it at the end of your opponent or the start of the charge phase. So your opponent can set up a charge, you can disembark before they roll the charge and screen the charge. Someone was telling me that's illegal.
There's some really weird things that you can do with it just because it has really weird timing. So it'll get, no doubt that'll be one of the things that gets fixed in its FAQ. Though I agree with you, Will. I think it'll be an FAQ matter there for real. But yeah, it's a weird one. Brian Sherrill, thank you so much for the $50 super chat, mate. Won a small 6-person 3-game tournament with all very good players, post points nerfs. Thanks to you 3 all for the strategy, tactics, and list building content. You're very welcome, Brian. Excellent, well done, mate. Hope you had a fun time while you were doing it as well. Excellent work, mate. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So yeah, there's the stats we've just gone over. So there is, however, as we know, that this is with the points change that have come in. There is a data slate looming. We all know this. People are saying it's going to be this Wednesday, aka tomorrow. Some people are saying it's going to be next Wednesday after that. Some people are saying the Wednesday after that. Like, we don't actually know. And, like, legitimately this time, don't actually know. I know no one's going to believe that, but...
I actually don't know.
Yeah, we genuinely do not know this one. And I haven't even heard whispers, to be honest, about it.
I think it'll be next week. Let's be
week's
honest.
where I got my
Normally,
money on.
Discord goes mental with all of a sudden all these...
If it isn't next week, it's too late for LGT.
Yeah. I think...
Okay.
2 week cut off.
So it could be. So would it be in for it at that point? It would be, yeah.
So Sunday the 20. When are we? So Saturday 27th. So if it's not out by next Saturday, then it's too late.
So the question is, are Death Guard going to see rules changes in the data slate? Because as it stands right now, obviously working with 1 week of data, don't take too much to heart of it. Does Death Guard, and I hope if Derek's still in the chat and whatnot, and other people that like obviously play Death Guard like Mark Roberts as well and stuff in the chat and play Death Guard a lot and get good with them, do Death Guard need a rules nerf, or are the points just about enough? Because the stats for, again, 1 week only, don't get this as, don't someone clip this and have me going, oh, Aiden's saying Death Guard are completely fine now, because like it's 1 week of data. But the data would seem to show that rules changes might not be needed, that the points might have done enough. So I'm going to go to Will first. Give us your opinion, Will. Do you think we're going to see nerfs? And if I'm not saying like, do you think we should? I'm going to say, do you think we are think we should?
I don't want to tempt fate. I don't think we need any rules changes. This 7-inch charge thing seems to be talked about an awful lot, to the point where maybe some of the people talking about it have inside information, because it is all this sort of like the people who I think are probably also linked to play testers. I hope it's not true. I don't think it's needed. I do worry about the demons points. That's the thing that I worry. I do wonder if they passed them on our points because they might also want to balance Plague Legion in the same pass and they weren't going to look at demons. That's the only thing that I'm really worried about. Is I'll go straight to look at the demons points on data slate drop. I don't think they need to do anything else now. I think they hit hammer with so many points. I think at this point its data sheet rule is fine. Like when you look at the list, fair play, it's still a functioning list, as a guy who won the tournament proved. But I also don't think it's this like world stomping list that it was, because it just had too much stuff. I think it can be dealt with now. I don't know, maybe people will disagree. What are your thoughts, Dave?
Yeah, I think we talked about it extensively beforehand. We thought we should lose some points, and we have, and I think we've probably lost the right amount of points, not because of what the percentages say now. I just think that it kind of looked like it was going in the right place. I mean, like the hammer list I had written, I played once, went up 215 points. You looked at that and went, okay, that hit that egregious list pretty hard, and that's good. We'd all kind of said, well, we're going to lose 100 to 150 points out of lists, which is a bloat drone or a heavy blight launcher drone, or another demon engine. That seems to be what's gone on. I don't think the army needs rules changes, and I think it would be especially in poor taste is probably the wrong turn of phrase, but it's kind of right. Given how well crafted the Codex is, to then start unpicking bits here and there, I think would be a strange. And I kind of agree with what Derek said in chat, actually, that if the 6-inch did go to a 7-inch, it doesn't sound a lot, but
it is on the dice.
The percentage, the percentage impact on dice rolls frequently will actually slow the army down massively, and especially with the cost increase now of a Death Shroud unit. If you take that big brick and you've invested almost 25% of your entire army cost in a 6-man plus a Lord of Contagion, and you that therefore is such a crucial key queen piece of your army and you drop it into the open because you're going to charge through a wall into an opponent's list, and suddenly that 6-inch rerollable charge is, proportionately worse because it goes to 7, and you F it up, and look, everybody's F'd up the 6-inch roll before. So to then have it an even higher chance of failing that, to then have this unit sat in the open which could then get just blown away by a gun line, and then suddenly you've lost 25% of your army in one unit, is I think a disproportionately big impact on top of the points increase. So just that as an example, I personally don't think we need any changes, and I would think we hopefully won't see any.
I actually think there's one change I forgot about, and I think this one's quite likely. I think Virulent Vectorum, the enhancement to give the 5+ feel no pain, they might add a wording, it can only be added on infantry characters. I could see that happening. I don't think it's necessarily needed, but I could see that happening because that's still gets a lot of
I've got one other
cry
I think will
outs on
happen
other
in DD.
podcasts.
If that happens, I'm blaming Derek.
Is the reroll hits wounds to go to TCP?
So I don't think that
I
happened.
could see that too.
The only reason I don't think that happened is because it's already two command point strats in that detachment, and it's mainly only seen on Plague Marines. It's one thing that makes Plague Marines like pretty good at the moment. I get it's very, very powerful though. I do, so I understand the argument for it. Going back to the thing, as you said there, I think honestly, I know this is going to sound really weird. I don't know if you guys have the same opinion. Since we got 6-inch Deep Strike on Death Shroud, I have become a worse player because I assume it's going to happen, and like you said, I've done it where I've gone for a 6-inch Deep Strike, and I fail it, and a CPU roll it, and I fail it, and then I'm just stood there in the open, and then my unit dies, and I achieve nothing for it. Whereas before, I would never do that, because it's rapid ingressing, so I understood I was going to get shot for a turn, potentially, so you try and hide them and get them into a place. So the question for me is, at this point, a 6-inch charge, sometimes you can pull off it. You keep the reroll, but because the reroll says you should have like a 90% chance of making it. But you hope you don't need to use the reroll. Now, if you put it to a 7-inch charge, the reroll feels mandatory now. Like really, like 7. So
I have to have a CP in the back pocket.
So here's the question
I always
for me.
try and keep for the 6-inch CP.
Yeah. Normally I do as well. It's that important to get that 6-inch. But again, like if it's going to be a 7, I'm 100% going to have to keep a CP. So here's my question. If I'm going to do that, if I'm going to keep a CP anyway, and go for a 7-inch charge, why not just spend the CP to rapid ingress and instead go for a 4-inch charge?
Yeah, I mean, I think an expansion on that is how many Death Shroud units do you run? So my Plague Legion list or my Taliban list is something I'm enjoying, and I don't think it's by any way the meta, but it has one Death Shroud unit in it, and that one unit feels right because, like you say, you can rapid ingress. Sometimes I look for the rapid ingress rather than trust the 6-inch, but if you've got more than one unit and you want to have the big go turn, that's when it's like a lot more impactful, because I think it kind of locks you to one unit.
Yes.
And the 2 becomes very risky.
Yeah.
I think that's how I would.
I agree with that. I think the problem is that with the thought of me make 6-inch charge, it's making me just go unga bunga brain. It's weird. I understand. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You can just get rapid ingress and whatnot. I think my problem with it though is if it goes to a 7, like, man, I don't know if I like that at that point. I really don't know if I like 7.
I think a better summary is, I'll say this quicker than you get. If they do that, they need to make some big changes to Tunnel Snakes in NIDS, because that list, on the same argument, if 6-inch charges are not okay, then that is not okay either. It can't be we're not okay, but everyone else is fine. Like, why is that? Like, it's just as hard to set up the 6-inch Deep Strike for us as it is for Demons. Demons have just got to have guys standing in quarters of the board, which isn't hard, and then that unlocks a greater Demon deep striking in with a CP to uppy downy. Like, I'm sick of Demons players telling me that ours is hard to set up. It's just as easy to do theirs as ours. And if theirs is fine, ours is fine. If ours is not, no one's is not. Like when they took 3-inch Deep Strike out, took off everyone. If we're losing 6-inch Deep Strike in charge, they've got to remove it from the game, not just us.
I have heard whispers. Again, I don't know if they're reliable. I genuinely don't. But I have heard whispers that the rule itself is getting reworked to, instead of being, and again, this could be complete nonsense, but again, you get sent random shit. I just wanted to cover it because I just think it would be the absolute worst case scenario of all the worlds. That instead it's being changed to so you lose 6-inch deep strike, but you gain when you on the turn you deep strike you gain +2 to charge, so it's a 7 from a 9. But the problem is then you have to set up 9 away, so it's easier to screen out them appearing in the first place. But then you get +2, so your charge is a 7. Which is, again, the worst of both worlds, because now you can not only be screened out, but now you're also having to make a 7-inch charge. That would be like, at that point,
you
like...
could just get tangle-footed.
Yeah, anything like that. That would be absolute worst case scenario. And the problem is that this unit, especially with, like, again, we're talking about 3-dash shroud and a lot of contagion. It is 280 points pre-enhancements. Pre any enhancements. And people are still complaining when this unit goes in and kills something. I'm like, it's near 300 points.
Yeah.
It should kill something it touches. But I think the problem is that, again, people just still ain't really screening it too well.
I don't think another bad guy's emerged yet. I think when another bad guy emerges, they'll get over it. But I think we're still the big bad.
Yeah. I think the other thing about the 6-inch deep strike is that, and Aidan, I get what you're saying about it's probably made us this kind of nuclear orbit strike capability thing has made us kind of go, oh yeah, we can lean on that a bit. But what I would say also it's done is it's also messed with all of our opponents, because like the fact that yes, you can rapid ingress, but like that's easier to screen or it's easier to look out. Having those things, these units, particularly Death Wall's chosen list, when I was running 3 of them, you'd be like, cool, anywhere 6 inches on this board, like 3 groups of these are going to come down somewhere. So you have now got to your plan actually, while they're off the board, is not is yes, you could go for some aggressive board control, but we're in positions where we can put stuff out through infiltrating and stuff to kind of mess with that a bit. But that your opponent is spending quite a bit of their computational power going, how am I stopping this? And I have to screen all over my backfield. Even if I've, as a player, I've got no intent of dropping in there, they have to do it, and they're pushing resources away, which also is that in itself is like having a free stratagem, right? Or like messing with your opponent. So if that was to go, I think that on top of a more likely failable charge, if you have to rapid ingress, then it being easier to screen, plus having to come down further away, that and then your opponent having an easier time of it is just yet another kind of disadvantage to the player.
But another counterpoint to that, just before Aidan jumps in,
go for it.
Why is a 6-inch charge worse than a hammer shooting unit coming in 6 inches without anything having to jump any troops? You just pay a CP. This hammer shooting unit can come in 6 inches if you didn't screen properly and delete a unit. Looking at you, Gene Stealer Cult, for example. So do you know what I mean? Like, why are we getting so worked up about this 6-inch when that 6-inch also exists? So
the one thing I will say, I heard was Art of War, when they were talking about it, said basically that it doesn't fit to how Death Guard could play because it gives them a dynamic unit and a non-dynamic army. And I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm like, so you want to take away the one kind of interesting unit that mixes it up a bit? Because I'm kind of tired of the days when we just had to walk at you, and hopefully we made it. Because the thing is, especially in the game at the moment, I played against game against World Eaters. Literally every single unit on the board, mine and his, had lethal sustained at one point. The entire board had lethal sustained. The game is just filled with so much bullshit at the moment. Everything's lethal, everything's sustained, loads of things crit fires, damage. There is not a point I spend in games too much at the moment where I put a unit out and expect it to live. Unless it's something absurd, or something very tanky.
Silent King.
Yeah, most of the time it's gonna die. So I'm like, we need to have that sort of dynamic unit. I genuinely think if 6-inch deep strike is taken away, I feel like it leaves this massive void in the army, and it also makes us go back to this kind of boring play style in a way, where it's just kind of slowly move up the board and hope our opponent fucks up and gets us a good rapid ingress somewhere. At which point then we just go back to, if you remember, index days before we had some up before this. By the end of it, we just became a gunline tank army. With
Mortarion. I remember taking I took 6 predators, 2 land raiders, and 2 plague burst crawlers to an event when that was going on. But the other thing I was going to say is why the 6-inch thing is also such a nonsense comment is about it giving a dynamic unit to a non-dynamic army. Is it's a fucking teleport.
Yeah,
they're not on the field already, trudging along in decaying arm and stuff. They are exploding out of the immaterium to exactly where they want to be, like everyone else at Deep Strikes or teleports does. It's the whole point of the rule.
I'm not going to call out the podcast because people will know what I'm on about now. I'm getting really annoyed at meta chasing players like, oh, I took Death Guard to a GT and I won it. And it's like, they're broken, and it's like, oh yeah, so like you're really upset about it because you took it, right? Okay, so that you were forced to take the broken thing. It's like, oh my god, and what if Death Guard weren't broken? What if Sisters were broken? You'd been forced to take Sisters instead because you're forced to win with whatever's the best in the game. Poor you. So yeah, if anyone knows who had the rant on their well-known podcast about just taking one demon engine out, one of the things it's like, mate, like you've took a copy-paste army that is broken to win an event and you're moaning about the list when you took it. It's like, come on. Like, just look in the mirror and give yourself a little slap in the face and just check yourself for a second. So yeah, if people heard the same rant, they'll know, but otherwise we'll leave it there.
we don't know, as always, we don't know what's actually going to come down the line in terms of this. Like you said, people like to talk about everything online. We don't know what's actually going to be a fact or not. Like the whole 6-7 may never appear. Who knows? Let's see if we get data and then wait till we read it.
I just think it's funny how the entire discussion for Death Guard now is, and it's not just it's all other things. It's just kind of condensed to this 6-inch deep strike.
6-inch, yeah.
Where it's just like absurd to me because like you said, we've had 6-inch deep striking, extremely scary shooting. Like, does anyone remember Scions? Like when they used to drop down with 6 and just eviscerate a unit. We've again, it's not something new. Like Inceptors at the start of the edition when that was a good, powerful killing unit. Like that used to happen. Like it is not the craziest thing in the world. Like just said, demons have been doing it for ages. GSC can do it. It's so mad that this entire game has come onto this like 300-point package that needs to make a 6-inch charge. And needs to be set up as well. You can't just get it for free unless you're playing Hammer, of course. But again, that's a different discussion. So I mean, it's so strange to see this like being this big thing of contention when, like you said, I've had plenty of times where I fucked up a 6-inch gap. I fucked it up, left a gap in my back line, and then some shooting unit appeared from 6 inches away for a CP and shot me off a point. And I didn't sit there going, "Oh, that's freaking broken bullshit." I went, "Well, that's my bad." I was like, I shouldn't have fucking done that. Especially when you can like 1 inch off the wall a lot of things. Like 6-inch charge from the front, especially. Like I understand the hammer when you can put it in the back line and stuff. That's annoying to deal with, but like, come on, it's not like again we used to deal with 3-inch deep strike and shooting. That was the real shit. But I think it will come down to that. I think any other changes expected in Data Slate, I don't think. Like that's the one thing that I could see get changed. I don't know if it's because it's actually warranted or if it's going to potentially get changed because people are crying. And
I think plague best crawlers are going to go down. All weapons are going to go down to 12-inch range.
People would still moan. People would still moan about them. Like I say, the Sisters, is it the Exorcist? Their indirect platform is better than ours and is only 10 more points, and people are still like having heart attacks about PBCs. Like if it's that good. And it's gonna if it's that like meta warping, like why are people like not running like 3 immolators in Sisters lists if it's like, if that many points for an indirect platform is still broken? It's like, well, if it is, then like there's better options out there. Anyway, so moving on then, I guess. So what about Knights then? What have we has anyone got the article up?
Yeah, I can get it up now. So yeah, as we know, new Knights Codex has been announced. They did get nerfed in points. They were the least affected of the 3 anyway, so they were already looking pretty strong. Their detachments have been come out today. So good news to start with. They have lost their Feel No Pain. Thank Christ, that is gone. Instead, however, their army rule has changed to basically a weird system where they have to make they have 3 different things they can promise to do, and there are 3 different rewards they can get for making those promises. Now, you can either choose which goal and which reward you get, and you can randomize it. Now, if you randomize it, you also get 3 command points when you complete it. If you choose it, you don't get the command points. Okay? So their goals are the following. So this is what they have to achieve in the game. They're much easier than before. Much easier than kill the Warlord. At the start of the battle, select a single character model in your opponent's army. The deed is completed if that character is destroyed. So pick any character, kill it.
Okay.
The next one. This deed is completed.
And it's any character.
Any character. You can pick.
So basically, pick the character in your opponent's army that you don't want to be in the game and make them leave it on their home field. That's how that may as well be worded.
Second one. This deed is completed at the end of your opponent's turn, so you have to do it at the end of your opponent's, if you control more objective markers than your opponent.
What?
Now, I found this weird, because if you just like go and chuck like 3 knights on like some points, like slow armies just aren't going to be able to get to that like armor turn 1, especially if you're on like
the army that's famous for holding primary and beating people on primary the first 2 or 3 turns gets that.
Yeah, okay.
And it just says at the end of your opponent's turn, right? So end of turn 1?
Yes, you can do it at the end of your opponent's turn 1.
Great.
Yeah, which I find mad. It also doesn't say you have to do it with a knight. So if you bring some like Imperial agent, like assassin with lone up and she's holding an objective, that'll do it.
Yeah, nice.
Cool. And then the last one is this is stupid. This is easy. This one. This deed is completed at the end of a turn if the number of destroyed enemy units is greater than the battle round number.
Real.
So if at the end of turn 1 you have killed 2 units, you've completed it. Turn 2, kill 3. And it's not killed them in this turn. It is just have them destroyed.
What's the reward for this? Is this where the 5+ feel no? Because you said that.
No, so the feel of pain is gone. Thank Christ for that. So the rewards are, so the first reward is the typical at the moment. Every time a model is selected to shoot or fight, you can reroll 1 hit roll and reroll 1 wound roll. That's what they've currently already got. So that's still there.
Okay, so they always have that already, and the award is an addition, or that?
No, so that is one of the awards they can get.
Is the reward.
Right, okay.
The next one is, another reward they can get if they complete one of those deeds. Add 2 inches to this model's move characteristic and add 1 to advance and charge rolls. So that's a nice. Good. And then the last one is improve the OC of this model by 2 and its leadership by 1. So you're gonna have 8 OC armorers coming back and stuff like that. So.
And you pick, or
again,
so you pick one, or they're not linked to specific.
No, they're not linked to specific ones. So you can either pick one of each. So pick a goal, pick a deed, and then you just get that. But if you randomize it on a D3 roll, you gain 3 command points in addition to whatever reward you get. But they are much easier.
I mean, it's definitely a nerf. It is definitely a nerf. They're easy to do, but I mean, as much as some of them are very easy to do, at least the things they unlock, they're not as good as a 5+ feel or pain.
I mean, the move one's pretty good.
Plus 2-inch move
as well.
Plus 2-inch move with weapon mounts like hanging out of space to suddenly get an extra, get peek around a corner where you thought you were safe before, or to get, or to come smash into a building and just get into melee.
You can't just screen an extra 2 inches, I guess. Like I think it's less egregious than the 5+ feel no pain.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But then we got some detachments. So the first attachment is, at the start of your turn, if you filled an oath, so if you've done one of your oaths, basically start the process again. So you can then, in this attachment, you can stack them.
Oh, okay. That's problematic.
So now, if you do 3 oaths in a row in turns 1, 2, 3, you can have all your knights have 1 reroll hit, wound, and roll. Sorry, reroll 1 hit and wound, add 2 to the movements model, and 1 to advance and charges, and give it all OC2 and +1 leadership. That stacks up. That gets pretty, especially with how easy some of them are to do. That stacks up pretty good. Also, they get an extra CP every time they do complete an oath as well, which is so let's get even more CP. So yeah, that exists. Pretty something.
Yeah, that's quite.
So then we've got some enhancements for them. So then we've got the Herald of Triumph, Imperial Knights model only. When the bearer ends a charge move, it can use this enhancement. When it does, it says this enhancement is expended, so it's a one and done. This is a new thing they're starting to use words for, is the enhancement is expended rather than just, I don't know why they just put once per game. Like, everything else in the game has been written. But whatever.
This must be a hint of 11th edition terminology, I would say.
Yeah, I think so.
It does feel that way.
Force of battle shock test, subtracting 1 from the result. That's fine. That's genuinely fine. Like, those things exist. We have them.
Yeah, sure.
Next one, Imperial Knights will only. Again, it's a once per game. It expends it, whatever it is. Melee weapons equipped by the bearer have sustained hits 2. That's kind of scary. Not gonna lie.
That's really scary when it's then you've got stacked on top of re-rolling, one hit roll, re-roll, wound roll, and you've got 2 inches of extra movement, charge rolls,
and you've got a Knight Lancer with sweep attack to damage 3, sustain 2. Don't like that. So yeah, that's that, and they give us 2 examples of 3 examples of stratagems for this attachment. One of them is everybody's favorite. It's Sticky OC5.
Yay!
Now, slight caveat: it is slightly worse than Chaos Knights because it is only at the end of their own command phase, so they can't just bullshit and sticky everything on the board at the start of any phase.
Yeah.
So that is a bit better. But again, if anyone has played against Sticky OC5, it's problematic. I do not
and
enjoy
it's 1 CP.
It
should be Sticky OC3. I think they should just that if they're going to keep that in the game, because there's a lot of OC3, OC4 units. There's just like some MSU builds you just don't have like 5 OC in a unit sometimes. Not readily available anyway.
Yeah, so get your Plague Marines out, guys. I'm going to need that OC2 pretty bad. Then there's Moment of Glory, which is basically they get an extra 3-inch consolidate. So, an extra 3-inch consolidate on a big knight. It's pretty scary if it tags something you don't want to get tagged.
Yep.
Pretty good. And they got 2 command points until the end of the turn. A knight can fall back, shoot, and charge, which is one of the things that's pretty damn
That's actually pretty good.
Because I really like being able to lock up like a Crusader, especially if he's got like 1 blast weapon, so he can't shoot that one into combat to the Gatling. So you have some like Death Shroud in there that needs 5 2 inches with the Gatling, 5 2 inches with the Flamer. Shouldn't really kill you with shooting, so then you're just like cool. So yeah, that's one detachment. Then they've got another detachment, which is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. So, at the start of the first battle round, select 2 objective markers on the battlefield to be your foundation. Draw a line from those objectives to each other. So we can pick each other's deployment and join a line straight down the middle of the battlefield, yeah? Or put it from 2 no man's land on opposites and have a giant line going diagonally through the battlefield, yeah?
Right.
Are you with me, guys?
I think so. It's hard to sort of visualize without seeing, but I'm sure it's clear if you.
If you're a knight player and you're going to play this attachment, you better bring a fucking piece of sellotape or something for this, because I am not checking it every time. Okay, so while an Imperial Knights unit from your army is on that line, so anywhere on that line, so just got to be touching it anywhere on that 40mm base thickness line from each other, you gain sustained hits 1, and you ignore all modifiers to hit rolls.
Wow, that's massive.
The amount of arguments that are going to be over that rule.
Yeah. Now the interesting thing as well is each time any of these objective markers that you've chosen are removed from like Scorched Earth or Supply Drop, you get to pick a new one. So if the objective marker you chose disappears, you can reposition it. Now, very strange. So it's very strange, really. Nothing like it in the game. Very weird. So then we've got some enhancements for it.
But it is the 40 mil objective marker, right?
Yeah. Now again, just listen to how confused and annoying this is going to be to track. So this is an enhancement. Imperial Knights model only. While the bearer is on your defensive line, so that big line between it, and there are no enemy units on your defensive line, so no enemies can be in that big line.
Okay, good. Yep.
Add the bearer's objective control characteristic to each other model that is affected by bondsman by it. So you can have an OC-16 Armiger.
Is this 40k or NFL with all these defensive lines? And
Wow.
Thank you very much, Liz, for the 1 gifted membership. Really appreciate it. Congrats to Wild for getting that one.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, yep, you have to definitely keep track of these lines here. Now, we've got another one here. They've got another. This second enhancement is a bit more straightforward. Once per turn, you can target the bearer with tank shock for 0 CP. So Lancer 3 tank shock, this 3 tank shock. Yay! So you can just enjoy getting more tank shocked by knights. That's gonna be fun.
So what? So it's an enhancement where and then you can
Once
play
per turn,
tank shock.
Once per turn.
Yeah, so
Oh, she can use right. Okay, she could do tank shock twice, basically.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
this one just makes it free, but Lancer's own rule is that it has the caveat even if
It
it's
can
already
tank
been
shock for free, even if someone else has already done it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then we got two stratagems for this one. It's the fight phase just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. The Imperial Knight gets transhuman, so it is -1 to be wounded if the strength is higher than the toughness, which it's going to come up in some places, like Knights on Knights. Like again, the big Knights not so much, but like little Knights, like there's quite a bit of strength.
It's all las cannons.
It's massive when it comes up, but it won't come up much at all.
It's all las cannons. It's all Primarchs.
Morty will wound an Armiger on a 4.
Yeah, I mean it's more.
Oh wait,
for
no,
like
it'll go
that
T8, so it'll be actually a 3. Sorry, apologies, I forgot the.
3.
It's like the T-Fex gun, isn't it? Where it basically like that's when you're gonna play it, aren't you? So it's like you're adding a break point to a gun that's got two, like a real gun, two really good shots.
Yeah.
He's adding a break point to make it really unreliable.
Yeah.
So I think it's big. It's big when it's big. It's big, but there'll be other times when it's just nothing.
Yeah.
But,
so that's the thing. So that's, again, when it happens, as Will said, like Morty into a big Knight, you wounded it on 4s, and with only 5 attacks in that strike, yeah, good fucking luck. So it's gonna be good at that point. And the next one is you're gonna like this one. So in your shooting or your fight phase, pick a Knight for 1 command point. If you target an enemy unit that is on your defensive line, so on your line again, the lines, you get crit 5s. And bear in mind, you get sustained if you're on your line. So you can have crit 5 sustained on your Knights. In both melee and shooting. So, again, really weird, because again, it's all about this line. Again, you better bring fucking sellotape or I'm going to slap you. Bring sellotape. But yeah, very weird. So, but then, okay, ready for this? It's combo time. You ready for this? We're going to combo into this next stratagem.
Oh, yeah.
Pick 1 Imperial Knight unit from your army that has remained stationary this turn, which makes it a bit hard to use, that is on your defensive line and has not shot this turn. Until the end of the phase, all their ranged weapons gain sustained 2. So for 2 command points, you're on your line, you shoot at something else that's on the line, you can have sustained 2 crit 5s.
And bear in mind that's as easy as you're standing on one of your objective markers and your opponent is on your other one that you've chosen to draw your defensive line between.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you put the line through the center objective, I think, is the question. I think if you can put it through the center objective, that's when you're going to have problems.
You can put it through as any 2 objectives you want. So if you have the center objective, you pick the 2 on the other side of it, and it goes through all 3 of them.
Yeah, it just says draw a line from any point on one objective marker to any point on another objective marker.
Wow, so thank you very much for the gift membership. He also says, whoever designed this attachment plays golf, I'm 100% sure. So yeah, that's the thing.
11th edition is coming with TrackMan, the thing that just shows you where the arcing of the ball goes. Like,
and then they haven't got any more previews, but they give like a little summary of text of these ones. So beyond these, you also have the Valor Strike Lance attachment, which borrows a lot of the old Noble Lance, but swaps out the army-wide Feel No Pain for advanced rerolls and Assault on all of its guns. So a full army of Assault Knights.
Nice. That's what you want.
And reroll
advance.
Yeah.
Wow,
so if they do that
brilliant.
deed, they get +2 move, +1 to advance and charge as well. So now it's +3 inch to all movement, and they're all going to be shooting and rerolling the advances all the time. That's gross. That one I don't want to see. That's pretty rank. And then there's another one which actually could sound really problematic, potentially, depending on bondsman abilities, but it is the sort of like armor of the baby knight attachment. It gives them back battle line, so that means they are losing battle line baseline, so we're only going to see 3 of each over a list, but then this one they can have 6 of each. And it basically allows your big knights, when they use their bondsman ability, to pick 3 baby knights instead of 1. So if the Knight Warden still has -1 damage as its bondsman, I do not want to see 3 -1 damage baby knights every single turn from a single Warden. That would be pretty gross to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, at least they've only got 2 baby knight chassis, unless they're getting a new one at some point. I think, I mean, it's points, isn't it? This, and I know it's the classic sort of. If they keep the points honest, it's probably no stronger than Chaos Knights, and we sort of seem to acknowledge at this point that Chaos Knights are probably in the Goldilocks zone, with us as well.
The loss of the loss of Feel No Pain is big. I think it will feel better to play against, because there's nothing worse than like when you kill a knight and then he rolls his funeral pains and lives on like 2, and then just claps you. It felt really bad. So I think the funeral pain going away is going to be good for the game in general. There are some scary things here. Honestly, though the internet's going crazy about this line one with the crit 5 sustain 2, but honestly, like there's a lot of like we're chaos players. I read that it sounds crazy, but then you got to realize all the hoops. So you got to be on your line. You can't have moved this turn, and you have to be shooting an enemy unit that's on your line. Like, so quite a few hoops to get through to get to that combination. It's not as bad as it seems there. Lots of hoops, hoops.
Yeah. That one will probably not come up that much. I think that might be like it's there, but no one's really going to take it to events detachment. Fingers crossed, at least.
I'm hoping, because again, obviously when this comes out, a lot of the big knights will also have rules potentially rewritten. I just want to see Canis Rex get toned down. Like, please God. I'm so sick of Canis Rex being on my table. He's such an annoying model to deal with. So I think if Canis Rex gets toned down, like, it could be better for the game. But I also want to read it. I don't think this is going to be not have an impact on the meta. I think it's going to come out, still be pretty strong. I mean, OC5 sticky itself is just like such a crazy problem to deal with. Like I said, thankfully it's not as dumb as the Chaos Knights one, which is at the end of any phase. They just go, yep, sticky. So you shoot it to death, they go, yep, sticky. You go to charge it, yep, sticky. So it doesn't feel as bad as that. But then, again, it's Knights, isn't it? It's very hard to balance Knights. It's either going to be on the weaker end or it's going to be oppressive. Like,
yep.
It's very hard. I'm happy for my friends that play Knight. I know I make jokes about them all the time and stuff like that. But I'm obviously, if you are a Knight player, I'm glad you finally got your book, because it is coming towards the end of edition. Like, just Drakari next to go now, guys.
Come on.
And I will say, like, I do think it is a bit daft. Some people have had to wait. Are we on 2 years over now?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit daft that people have to wait that long for Codex.
We're probably 9 months from 11.
At least you're going to get 9 months of play. Was it World Eaters that the last edition came out? Yeah. They resent the edition like a month later.
I mean, I hope they get Bakari out soon then, because otherwise those guys are going to end up with, if they get December or January, then...
Oh yeah, God, I hope they come out soon. I mean,
I hope they get it out as quick as they've done the others.
Because the cool thing is, I know it sounds daft, like, because the thing is, in those 9 months, when every book is out, the game kind of goes into almost maintenance mode. But once all the books are out, that is the best time GW has to achieve actual balance in the game. Because everything's out. Everything's out then. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens then, like how hard they go. Because I do wonder if any of the points are going to be reverted because this book's coming out. Because again, are we going to see the points changes? Who knows?
Hopefully they keep them with the arc, because I think they can. I don't know. Let's see. But here's a fun game before we start wrapping up. By the way, because this is something I just thought of. Obviously, we've got the data slate coming. They've started doing. Is it 3 or 4 new detachments? Which armies do we think are going to get new detachments? That's a fun game to play. I don't know which you wants to start.
Are we going to get the 6 Dark Angels detachment trying to fix that faction and fail again? I wouldn't be surprised that happens. Go on, you guys keep on. So I'm not going to put down that. I'm going to have a second to think about it, but it would be really funny to see another fail.
I think GSC might get one. I think they might nerf GSC and then give them something new. But then they got one in the last one, wasn't it? Was that when they can ally with NID? So maybe
that was Grotmus. That was Grotmus.
Yeah. Oh, was it? So I think GSC maybe.
Sorry, Will, is that what you're thinking? Like, what's going to happen this winter?
No, because when they do the balance status list now, they're throwing detachments, don't they?
Yeah, they
like Mordaka and Bellacor's one was in there. So it's normally like 3 or 4. Who's going to get them this time? Because it's not everyone. Like it's the most annoying thing. They balance the game and then they always like one really busted detachment, and it's like, come on, guys.
We've achieved balance. We have fucked the balance.
Yeah. Everything is fine. Hang on a second. It's not fine.
I think
who'd get it?
Ooh, this is a tough one. So Tau got
one.
I
think Sisters might get one.
I think Sisters could. I could see that.
Necrons, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Do you know what? I was
Necrons.
going to say Necrons then, but I was like, I hope they don't. They've just had too much stuff this edition. If they
No,
get
they-
it, it'll
no,
be
they
the
can
most
never have
ridiculous
enough stuff.
detachment.
Give them another Robo Rim job while you're at it.
Spending too much time with Andy, mate. That's how Andy talks. Silent King's still not 5 points. Why is he not 5 points?
He's useless. Still has the only ignore modifiers are in the game. He's useless.
Yeah, I got Woe Dane says orcs will get less DACA, increased weapon skill by 2, and half attacks of all ranged weapons.
That would be amazing.
That would less Decker. That'd be really fucking funny.
Do you know what? On April Fools, I'd love them. I'd give GW massive props if they did something like that. Really, revisited something that was broken, like you say.
Oh, I would.
Just did a complete spoof detachment.
That would be great. Like, because again, you can make fun detachment. I'm actually pulling up the factions now because I just want to see who I think will get it.
Yeah, I mean,
Grey Knights.
Death Watch.
Ooh, it's like a full
Death Watch
Death Watch one. Yeah, that's
Pretty
good.
good.
Imperial Agents could do with one, I think.
Yeah.
Imperial Agents could do with more players.
Do we get another Mechanicus one that tries to fix the faction as well?
What you mean, as opposed to the one that came out last Christmas and is still the only thing that people are playing?
I love the fact there's some armies that have had so many detachments come out and it's still just shite. It just makes me smile. It won't be Christmas. Oh yeah,
No,
100%.
TSM have had loads.
I feel sorry for him as well. To be fair, like, and again, you know what? Okay, for all the griping and all the whinging and stuff that we do, I will say, for people that are dedicated to the faction, this is the only edition I can remember off the top of my head where you can, if you put your mind to it and you really try, still do well with pretty much any faction. Like, I just mean on Dark Angels. Dark Angels win rate is in the dirt. You still have people like Toby Bennett going and smashing
People who rock up with it, yeah.
Yeah, and still smashing people's heads in, and they're dedicated to it. And I will give them props for that. I hope, because I don't think 11th is going to be a full reset. I think 11th is just going to be a cleanup of this edition. And I hope that in that cleanup, we clarify a few things. I don't think we'll have a big Codex reset. Obviously, there will be new codexes, there always is, but I don't think it'll be like going back to indexes.
Yeah.
So as much as we meme, I don't think we can actually be that upset with how the editions. I mean, we definitely can. We got a fucking cracking book, but like overall,
Absolutely.
yeah. I think it is in a good
We got
spot.
done dirty at the start, and then they've kind of saved us, haven't they, halfway through?
Yeah, we definitely got saved there. But I mean, you could see Thousand Sons getting a new one actually, because I don't know, this bit too new. Yeah, I don't think any of those are going to get any. I don't think any Chaos factions will, to be fair.
Emperor's Children could probably do one new one actually. I think Emperor's Children's the only one I could see if the Fallen Legions getting one.
So it tries to fix
I think-
Fulgrim.
Yeah, well, they could do one where they allow them to ally with CSM demon engines. Do you know what I mean? To give them the units that they should have just had in the first place. I could see them doing something like that, where they give them a way to get more guns in the army. Because I think they could definitely do with being able to take Forge Fiends or Predators or something, or I don't know, ally with Vashdor or something.
We've got one final question in the chat. Who gets the launch box for 11th? It's obviously going to be Space Marines. It's always going to be Space Marines. Who's the enemy?
Well, what's
chapter for Space Marines? So that's a question. Might be
not...
Space Wolves. Might be Space Wolves.
It actually hasn't always been
models.
Ultras, has it? It hasn't always been Ultras.
Yeah, that's it does get rotated round.
Yeah, because we had Dark Angels and Dark Vengeance. We had have Blood Angels ever been in it? I don't know. I know Space Wolves potentially could be.
Ages ago, I think they were, but
Black
yeah, that's an interesting idea.
Black Templars were definitely in one. I think they're in third edition. I think they were Dark Eldar, weren't they? Oh no, that was Crimson Fist. Sorry, that was Crimson Fist.
I have heard the Orcs rumor. I've heard a lot of people say Orcs. I have heard.
Well, if you look at the current law bits or whatever, on the different galactic fronts and stuff like that, it's basically the Tyranids have been basically fighting the Orcs for forever, and the Orcs have been expanding their territories into it. So that kind of we've had chaos out the way. So yeah, maybe it'll be the year of the Greenskins.
Maybe World Eaters. I could see World Eaters being the protagonists. Or Emperor's Children. I could see one of them maybe. The Emperor's Children are too new though, aren't they?
I think the problem with World Eaters though is that they're not exactly like the Tyranids are just so en masse and have such a level of kind of like breadth that the strategy element is irrelevant. Like, but most factions that you've got to have as a bad guy need an objective or a mission. Like World Eaters don't care about anything. They're like, You know, we see the post,
going
see
in the
some guys
box is
selling
also-
newspapers or pages, we're going to kill them.
It's also a range refresh, so any army that goes in the box gets a range refresh at the same time, doesn't it? So that's why I'm thinking which armies could you do with new models. So I don't
Well,
know.
I think 11th is going to be less about the kind of rules and stuff. If you look at the casts that have been coming out recently and drastic difference in new models, I think it's just going to be if I my big advice to any 40k players is start saving money, because I think 11th edition is going to be new model, rearrange everything, new prepare to rebuy all your stuff.
I can see that. Grey Knights, Dark Eldar, they all need new stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Orcs actually have a lot of... Weirdly, Orcs have a lot of new models, but none of it kind of replaces like the base stuff like knobs. Like
Yeah, you still see, if you play an Orc player, you still see them rocking like decades old
knobs with the same
kit.
power claw pose, like it's really walking towards you. That'd be quite interesting. Right, I won't keep these guys too longer because I know you guys.
No, it's good, man.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I've got to get the dinner on the go soon
no
enough.
So just as we head off here, before we quickly go, obviously, please leave a like and subscribe. It just helps us out a lot. Dave, you got a weird shirt on there, buddy, haven't you?
I have the new Disgustingly Resilient podcast jersey for anyone who wants to go out and play and represent the channel. So 20 of these have been kind of ordered already, and 10 of them are being shipped out tomorrow. So I have all ready to go for some lovely lucky people who ordered them up front. Yeah, it's basically it's not that we're starting, as people in our Discord will know, it's not that we're starting a competitive team or anything. It is more for people who play Death Guard and either go to events or want to go to club and they want to wear effectively a team jersey. So you can wear our podcast channel's jersey. You can obviously find these at therpstore.com, which is where you can get them. And also, they're usually linked. They are linked in the videos once they go kind of to on demand. But yeah, Will, Aiden, yours will be arriving with you Thursday.
Yeah,
Nice.
Looking forward to it.
But it's really nice. I know I'll show them the back because our little joke is that obviously if you are wearing a Death Guard jersey, then everybody is number 7.
Nice. But you can customize the name on it, as you can see there, Death Guard Dave.
Yeah, you can have your name on it, but everyone they're all number 7.
Yeah, we're all just one of the mindless hordes of poxwalkers.
Exactly.
Yeah, also very quickly, just before we go off, there is a current giveaway going on. We've packed 2 packs of the Games Workshop dice that are being given away, as well as this copy of Lords of Silence. Where is it? There it is. One of the
can't wait to get one of those.
Annotated and illustrated copies of the Lords of Silence book for giveaway. If you want to get into the giveaway, become a channel member by hitting the join button below. It's $2.99 a month. Once you are a channel member, access to our Discord, you will find it on your See Perks options on our YouTube channel homepage. Once you're in the Discord, go to Discord settings, link your YouTube and your Discord together on the Connections tab, and then you will see a channel called #giveaways. Enter it. It literally ends tomorrow, this giveaway. So if you want to get a chance to win this awesome, funky ass, but look, there's art look at that on the goddamn page sides.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So yeah, and that if you want to have a chance at winning this awesome, cool dice, and yeah, I think apart from that, there's not too much else going on. Obviously, those things.
Oh,
What's
there
that,
is.
Dave?
There's some circles.
These are objective markers. So this is artwork that we had commissioned by Grim Durables on Instagram. So this is the play bus. So it is our 2 malignant playcasters hanging out to right good time. So we also have objective markers. People have started receiving those. I think John D in chat said he received his yesterday. I posted out, I think, 15 or 20 sets of them today, so I had a good time at the post office. But I've actually got to the point where I've actually bought a thermal printer and set up a Royal Mail integrated account to actually print my own postage labels, because it takes too long standing there waiting for them to do stuff. But those are available as well. So yeah, and we will, if you're on the Discord, a new piece of artwork, which is the second one we've had commissioned, which we all saw today and we quite like, don't we, boys?
Yeah, engaged. So I'll get that. I'll get that all posted there as soon as people can see the glorious second image we got made by Grim Durables. But yeah, I think that about rounds up tonight. So thank you very much for joining me tonight, gentlemen, to have a quick chat about Death Guard post stats, and we'll obviously see what the next week brings. If there's a day it's late tomorrow, I don't think there will be, but if there is, I'll be here. Hi, how you doing? I'll be on stream, obviously, to talk about it. I can guarantee I'll be here. The guys will see what they can do. Obviously, be scheduling. But I will definitely be here for it. So yeah, for now, everybody, again, before you head off, hit the little like button. Really, really helps us. I don't know what you're talking about, by the way. Don't know what that challenge is. Never saw that in my life. I'm gonna.
I did send him it, and it mysteriously didn't arrive.
You know, it
So,
arrived. It arrived just like fucking 3 weeks late and rancid as fuck.
Well, he said it's because in London he's going to do
next
it
day
when
9 a.m. delivery. Like
he's going to
everything.
do it in London, Dave's what he said. He's going to get in halfway through his table, he's going to stand on his table, go, guys, look at me, and get the whole hall to look at him. And he's going to get you to film it and make a YouTube video.
Or even better,
Is that what you said, Aidan?
rather than that, what we'll do is I'll bring a picnic blanket, and we'll sit and have we'll sit and have a cheese crackers grapes picnic at LGT.
Wallace and Gromit style.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to at some point.
Love it.
Shoot me, please.
Right. We've got to, let's finish up the wrap up then, guys, because obviously, coaching being what coaching is, I'm getting more draws, I'm using my chess clock, but still I'd like to draw less. Where can I go to get such help to get past this affliction of draws that I've got? What services are out there, Dave?
You've got a couple of options. Well, you can head on over to Vanguard Tactics, which link is in the description, who are friends of the team, where you can either join the academy, you can you can look at masterclass of things, or you could even book a one-on-one coaching session with Aidan, actually. Link to that is also there, and then you can be asking, how do I turn my chess clock on? Because that might be one of the problems that's happening. You might have one, but it's just not working. We don't know.
Also,
so that's one way.
We missed a $10 super chat. I feel super bad from Dazzler087.
Oh,
my part.
I did reply to him in chat.
Okay, right. I will quickly just say, he says the opponents are very good at screening, so I find it hard dropping all dash out Terminators. Yeah, I'm struggling against killing big monsters and vehicles. Wondering if it's better to foot slug one unit and reserve 2 MBHs. I don't know if I'd foot slug dash shot unless I'm being pressured quite hard, and I think they're going to be on top of me quite quick. Reserving haulers is pretty decent, but again, you kind of want to get in melter range, so the question would depend, are they being aggressive with these monsters and vehicles? If they are, then you can probably keep your haulers on the board and just react to them like a linebacker. If they're kind of like staying backwards and shooting, consider putting them in reserves, because you can always rapid ingress them and drive forward. But my fake blight haulers are pretty damn good at killing vehicles, I'll say that for sure. But yeah, thank you so much for the $10 super chat there, mate. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I apologize.
And then, just something else that might help Will is perhaps being able to kind of measure the distance deep strikes.
Oh yeah.
And I think that Saltar Games have a Disgusting Resilient branded set of markers, deep strike markers, things like that, which are available. Link is also in the description down below, where you can get a hold of those. But all of that stuff is irrelevant if you haven't got any models to play the game. We were just talking about Death Shroud. Where can someone get some Death Shroud Terminators, Will?
Well, Element Games has normally got Death Shroud in stock, unless I've bought them all. But yeah, we've got an affiliate with Element Games, so anything you're buying, especially if you're in the UK, doesn't cost any more. Just use the link. We get a little kickback. It just helps us keep doing what we're doing. But obviously, if you are very impressed with Dave's T-shirt and the all the various other array of stuff that we've got, there is also a link in the description of where you can go and visit the DRP store. But yeah, does that cover everything, guys, or have we
Yeah, and just finally, if you want Baron of Dice, who was in the description, we've got Disgustingly Resilient branded dice, which I know we always say this, but I mean, anyone who's bought them, a Chaos player at my club just bought one box of them, and then asked me if I had more and bought more of them because he loved them so much. The coloration system is really good. Just in chat, Phil, I have got an 18 Death Shroud list, which I'm playing at the minute. So I'll tell you about it on the.
Yes, and also just a quick heads up before we head off fully. I'll be back tomorrow because I'm going to be doing another stream tomorrow. You're going to get a lot of streams this week, so I'll be on tomorrow to do a plague surgery because I missed it on my birthday Sunday. Because obviously I was doing birthday things, so apologies for that. So I'll make it up for that tomorrow. Aiden priorities, and then Thursday I'm going to try and do the event recap for the 2 games that I got because I got a bye in the last round. And at least go through them. So guys who have missed the event recaps, I'll do a little one there. and that was one where I used more Tyrant and the Demon Prince badly, admittedly, very badly, but I still did it. So yeah, so plenty of DRP content coming for you guys this week. But for now,
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if the data set drops,
and then
Thursday,
and Sunday potentially for another place. So
and
Jesus
Sunday.
Christ, that's like 5 streams in a week. Good lord. So for now, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you all on the next episode. Stay right on, take care, and remember, Nerf boat drones.
In the void, where the warp winds howl, a fleet once noble, now destined to fall. Great wardens stir, betrayal takes shape, Typhon's whispers, sealing their fate. Navigators lost to the shadowed lie, a fleet adrift beneath a darkened sky. The warp's cruel grasp, unyielding and tight, chaos awaits in the endless night. Whispers of power, a pestilent tide, Mortarian's pride, with nowhere to hide. The destroyer plague, a grim reward, Nurgle's laughter echoes aboard. Bound by decay, they rise in his name. The death god transformed, never the same. Plague-born sons with torment they bled, shambling forth where angels fear to tread. Mortarian stands, his sons by his side. Through agony storm, their oaths collide. Grandfather's hand, the pact is sealed. The legion reborn, their fate revealed. Lies in the armor, rot in the soul. A Primarch remade, his heart grown cold. In terror's shadow, their war drums beat. Pestilent warriors, no chance of retreat. Through breach and ruin, their banners fly. With death's embrace, they'll never die. The Lion's Gate, where hope was torn. Jagged ties, blade meets the Plague-born. Bound by decay, they rise in his name. The death god transformed, never the same. Plague-born sons with torment they bled, shambling forth where angels fear to tread. Typhus herald, chaos born, Mortarian's wrath, the plague sworn. In the warp, their legacy thrives, eternal servants where corruption lies. Mortarians fall, Typhus ascends, the death god song, it never ends.